probably we will refuse, I suppose. We will not be alone, the British, Czech, and probably one or two other countries who is reluctant. Except if the others introduce in the treaty an article promoting expansion, economic development, which must be negotiated. At first, such negotiation will be very difficult and lengthy. And what will be the instrument for that? Because there is no instrument which is conceived or legally to promote expansion. If this instrument existed, it would be used all the time. But it's not. It's a global policy that must be articulated. So I suppose it will be sort of stalemate. The Germans will avoid to have a too strong antagonism with France. France will not be able to convince the Germans to abandon the treaty, and so it will last probably for a few months without definite results. But the point which is interesting is that probably the German rule, which is no deficit anymore, is not acceptable socially by many countries in Europe. It goes too far. And in Spain, it seems going too far. In Italy, in spite of the big success of Monti, also there is signals. So I think we must have a more sophisticated approach. And my idea to Sarkozy was to invite him to propose that in the French-German tandem, we accept the reduction of deficit in a program, but we add some instrument of growth to balance the perspective. But up to now, this has not been done.
If you remember the hype that at least was in Britain and in America, just before the turn of the year, we had a lot of upset in Spain, in Italy, in Greece. There's a lot of concern about how these countries would be bailed out. In fact, there were people planning for the end of the euro. That seems to have died down for the moment. We seem to have made it through. The countries that we've been talking about are still in trouble, but at least there isn't a sort of hysteria about it at the moment. But I wonder what you think could come in the coming months, because we have not only the election in France, but there is an election coming in Spain and in Italy, and sorry, in Greece, and then there's local elections coming in Italy. So I wonder if we could start to see the hysteria start to rise again.
I am one of the person who conceived and supported the creation of the euro. We did it with an hostility of reluctance from Britain and from the US, who believed either that it would be useless, or it would be dangerous, or it would fail. We did it because we thought that it was impossible to keep a single market in Europe with floating currencies. It couldn't work. For instance, if we had the euro by now, we would have sharp devaluation in Italy, sharp devaluation in Spain, in Portugal, uprising of the D-mark, and so general confusion. So to keep a single market, we thought that we had to have a single currency. It was an intellectual debate, it was not an interest on that. And we finally adopted this idea to have a single currency. We did it, the concept is before the big enlargement. In the European history, you must always remember the epoch. Until 1992, Europe, the European Union, has 12 members. And all the monetary process has been studied with 12 members. And then, because of an historical event, which was the fall of the Soviet Union, and the hope of the new Eastern or Northern European countries, we jumped from 12 to 27, 28 now, without adapting the institution, the system. So we have a system which is basically unadapted by now. The idea of having the common currency was designed before the enlargement. It took time to be ratified, but the Treaty of Maastricht, signed by Britain, which is a very good text, signed in 1992, created the single currency before the enlargement. I suppose that without the enlargement, we wouldn't have had much problems. But it happened. It was not, I think, well negotiated. It was too fast, and the decision was taken in a hurry. And now we have a zone which is 28 members, which is unable to administer itself. We try from time to time, we cannot. If you think of leaders of companies, of associations, any structure which is supposed to be led by 20 members having equal power cannot function. Totally impossible. So that is the case for the global euro. The euro is more limited because we are only at the moment 15 to 16 members. And the euro works well. The main purpose of the euro was to have stable prices. The euro was introduced in 2001, and for 10 years we were below the 2% price increase in all Europe, which is lower than in the US and lower than the world economy. So in one sense it was a success. In another sense, it was a success because it became the second currency in the world for operation of many sorts. Financial operation. First one, the dollar, which remained quite ahead, but not so far away. Far away, half the way, the euro, and then the other currencies. So it was a success. But events happened. Well, this success never was accepted, neither by the American, nor by the British, and certainly not by the British press. And we are in constant harcèlement, articles every day. The euro is dead, the euro is ridiculous. The euro will not function, get rid of the euro. I have a collection of these. Well, but it's not very pleasant. If you look at the market today, the euro is 131.5. It was introduced at 117, so above the rate of introduction. No one refused a payment in euro in the world, no one. So there is no euro crisis. It's fabrication.